work in the Training and Behavior Department at the Maryland SPCA, and this is one of our adoptable cats, Oliver. And what we're talking about today is how to set up your new kitty for success in your new home. So when you bring home a new kitty friend, one of the most important things with any animal, but especially with cats, is creating what we call a kitty base camp. So basically, we want to set up a room. It doesn't have to be a huge room. I personally just use my small bathroom. It's easy to clean. I can set up anything my cat needs. What we don't recommend doing is actually what we have here, free feeding, leaving their food out. Remember, we want your presence and you entering the space to be a predictor of really good stuff. So when they have food out all the time, they're not necessarily associating you with the food. Preferably if you have access, the opportunity to put a perch of some sort, because some cats prefer, we call them tree dwellers, they like to be up high, or you have those cats that like to be down below, which is why we have these cubbies underneath of me. This is gonna give them something to rub on, relax. Also, the scratching is important because cats are going to scratch. They're going to seek out something to scratch, so it's important to give them an opportunity, here we go, right on cue, to do so. This is also going to help really saturate his smell. So cats, one of the first things they're going to want to do when they get to a new space is make it smell familiar. So by scent marking or scratching. And the other thing is, it is important to really limit the exposure to the other things in the household because it's stressful when they come to a new place. We like to think that when we first adopt them and bring them home, you know, we're taking them from a really stressful place and bringing them to a calm, quiet environment. But it's still very stressful for them in the beginning. So by having them starting out in a smaller space, generally we recommend 2 full weeks, but at least a week, preferably 2 in that little space. And that way too, the other thing that starts to happen is they get comfortable. They start to figure out your routine. When you arrive, when food gets delivered, where their food and everything is, so it becomes extremely predictable. Cats really thrive on a routine. When they have that predictable routine, they're much less stressed as a result. And the other thing that you can do, because it's a smaller space, we have the opportunity to interact with them physically. So this guy's pretty social, but a lot of cats when they first come home are going to hide. And they like to hole up in a small space that sometimes if we give them too much room, we can't actually get to them to physically interact with them. So a smaller space, such as a room, or even starting out for really, really shy, fearful cats, a dog crate within that room where their bed and their food is set up can be a great way to start out. What I really like to do is give any animal that I am newly interacting with, and especially one that's brand new to my house, I like to give them the choice to interact with me or not. What I might do is just simply extend my hand, and he rubbed it. So that's like the green light for me to go in and get some lovies. I'm going to pause, and I'm going to see if he wants me to keep going, which he does. So this is a really positive interaction. So if he were to hiss at me or give a little growl and move away, I'm just going to take my time. For those cats, what you can start out doing sounds kind of silly, but bring your laptop in, bring a book, cell phone, we all have those on us the majority of the time, and just hang out in the space, totally ignoring them. So we're giving them the choice to interact and hang out with us. And when you first enter, bringing a couple of treats, tossing them on the floor or putting them in front of your cat, even if they don't eat them right there, they're still starting to figure out that when you enter their space, you bring some goodies with you, and then you leave. Another thing that a lot of cats find really motivating, and it can be a great way to reduce their stress, is play therapy. This is a great way to try to entice your cat's natural desire to chase things. And this not only, with all exercise, we produce endorphins, but it's a great way to hone in on those natural predatory skills and really give them some nice outlets to de-stress. And then we're going to pause, put it away, and deliver their food. So if we keep it nice and quiet, routine. It starts to really smell like them and their routine becomes very predictable. That's a great way to set your animal up for success. And then gradually, after that first 2 weeks, we start to expand Kitty Basecamp. So I might take their bed or even their furniture and move it out to a portion of the house that is outside of the base camp. So even if that means that some of the time or overnight we're still putting them away, they have the opportunity to start exploring. There's pieces of their area that is now starting to move around, and other parts of the house are start to smell like them. If you have other animals at home as well, it's important to let each of them get an opportunity to smell the other animal's objects. So maybe taking some of his toys, and after he's done playing with them, give them to your other animals to play with, or at least just smell, and vice versa. So we do scent swapping and then sight swapping. Thank you for watching today's Lunch and Learn.